I just got back from San Diego and I wanted to share with you all of the pieces that I took with me to wear. I took one bag, and that bag was actually a carry-on. I think it runs about 19 inches, 20 inches, something like that. And then there's, I think you're allowed 9 inches. I think this is right there at that. It zips open, and once you zip it open, you can pack stuff in each side. I actually bought this at probably like the home goods store or the TJ Maxx shop, something along that line. I didn't spend a whole lot of money, but it's really, really nice. It's flexible. It's not too hard, not too heavy. It has the little double wheels on the bottom so that you can kind of roll it through the airport. I only used one packing cube, and this is what I actually put all of my the actual outfits that I was going to wear, all of the clothes that I was going to wear. I roll them up and line them up in here. And on the other side, I had my extra shoes and my cosmetics, which I don't wear a lot of cosmetics, but I did take a few cosmetics and bathroom. You know, I didn't take shampoo, but I took like some facial wash. I took some lotions, and I took a sunscreen, tinted sunscreen. You know, if you know, you know, but one of my favorites is I'm using Clarins tinted sunscreen. I really like that. I took my little double-sided brush, although last minute I took my eyeshadow out and just used this for the foundation, but you know, I didn't miss the eyeshadow. I almost took it. I actually put it in the bag, took it back out, but I did not. And I took a few lip gloss. I took 2 lip gloss. I took one that was shimmery and one that was gloss. And these are both Clarins. I really like Clarins. And then I had a face wash and a face lotion. I took my hairbrush. I took one scrunchie to hold my hair back, and which looks really, really cute when you're wearing a cap or a hat. And yeah, those were the accessories that I took. I did not take jewelry. I did wear the this is my diamond bracelet, my tennis bracelet. Then I have 2 jade colored stretchy, and then this is my little silver band that I got in Texas when I was there. And for my clothes, this is it. This is what I took with me. And what I took with me got me through an entire week's worth of wardrobe. So all of this fit in the one bag and got me through a week. And if you can get through a week, you can get through a year. I'm convinced of it, as long as the weather doesn't change. So what I ended up taking was I took this because it's a skort, and it's a sporty skort, so I could have worn this walking around the beach or hiking, but I mainly wanted something that I could work out in, do a little bit of lifting while I was there. And it has the little shorts underneath, and this was perfect because this could be worn both in that gym and running around if I wanted to walk around the island. And this is the same type of fabric as the skort. It is a, I guess it would be considered kind of like a little tennis shirt. It has a collar and this cute little ruffle on the sleeve, which makes it adorable for like after you are out and about working out. You can like dodge in for lunch, and this is totally appropriate for a light lunch. So, and that would fit very well over a pair of pants. I also took and wore on the plane a sports bra, and then I had a little muscle shirt that I could wear in the gym. If I had to go back and do this again, I would not have worn the workout shirt. I would have just used the tennis skirt shirt in order to work out. I would have not taken this. It's very thin. It didn't take up a whole lot of space, but it just really wasn't all that necessary. So I probably wouldn't have taken that. The sports bra, definitely. Having that on the plane was comfortable. Having that working out was practical. So there was that. I took one sweater. This is a very old cardigan sweater. The color is like a very deep winter green, which didn't go with anything that I wore, but that was okay because it kept me warm. But if I had it to, if I were going to do it again and make a purchase, a cardigan that was in a very light color, like a sand color or an off-white or a creamy color, tan, that would have been beautiful, or maybe a light blue, that would have been great too. But I didn't want to go shopping. I didn't want to spend the money. I'm kind of on a spending fast right now, and this served its purpose and it looked totally appropriate. Yeah, it just worked for me. So a cardigan. I also wore this on the plane, and this is that same workout fabric. Actually, this is made for going to the gym, working out in the gym after work, or being appropriately dressed throughout the day if you're going to go by the gym first. So this fabric is really meant to be a fabric for exercising and working out. So you can bend down, you can move, it's comfortable. It has a stretchy waist, but it has front pockets, and it actually looks like a normal pair of navy pants. So this in navy looked really, really cute with the navy tennis skirt, and that's what I wore on the plane with the sweater and the sports bra. Another thing that I swore up and down I would never, ever, ever, ever do ever again, and that was to travel without pajamas and a robe. Never again will I ever do that. It's comfortable when you're in the hotel room. I get cold sometimes in the hotel room. When I went to Texas, I was freezing in the middle of summer in the hotel room. So having 2 pairs of pajamas just kind of saved the day so that I could wind down at the end of the day. You know, you're tired, you've been in the sun, or you've been out and about, you've been running, you've been eating, now your belly's full. You're happy, you're comfortable, but you really want to get even more comfortable, and jammies is the way to go. So I took 2 sets of jammies and packed those in there, and a house coat, and the house coat just gave me a little bit of extra added warmth, and when I get out of the shower, this was perfect. And, you know, some hotels, they do have the nice little robes. Sometimes you get what you get and you don't pitch fit, but I have been to hotels, especially if you have kids that are in the military, you'll get to some of those hotels and they look at you kind of funny when you ask for a robe. I'm just saying. I'm not bougie. I can be bougie, but I'm not bougie. But when you go into a hotel and you're asking for a robe, I guess you sound a little bougie. So I take that house coat with me every time I travel. The other pieces that I took would be the linen set. So I have this little set that I actually did not buy as a set. If you saw one of my previous videos, I talked about how I made this purchase. This was $3 at like Burlington Coat Factory, and it had the little seashells on the little tassel there. But this is linen cotton blend, so it's not going to wrinkle as bad as, say, just linen. But it dries out quickly and it breathes. So this was perfect and a game changer when I wanted to go walk around the beach. I didn't get in the water. We didn't do that. But we went over to Sunset Cliffs and the steps. And this just made it. And we went to La Jolla and kind of walked around Children's Pool, which is where you can see there were seals, there were all these birds. It was absolutely beautiful. It was stunning. It was things that I've never seen on the beach before. But this made me feel like I didn't feel like I looked like a tourist. I didn't feel like I was overdressed. I didn't feel like I was underdressed. I felt like I was very appropriately dressed for where I was and the season that it was. So a little pair of white shorts with pockets, because we love pockets, and a little button down, and I chose a short sleeve. I think a long sleeve is sexy, but the short sleeve is the lifesaver when you're under a hot sun. So I took that, and if you've watched the video that I did about a month ago, I had a dress, and the top of this dress, I felt like, I may have thrown it away already, but the top of this dress was just too juvenile for me and the age that I am. I am a woman over 50, and I just didn't feel like the shirt kind of come off the shoulders. Not that you can't wear off the shoulders, but the top itself just did not have the look and design that I really felt comfortable in. It didn't feel like me. And so what I ended up doing was just kind of cutting the top, since this is smocking or smocking. This is kind of a stretchy fabric, and it was attached to the stretchy top. I cut that off and turned this into this knee length that falls just below the knees skirt. And I didn't even hem it. I just cut across very straight. And this stretchy little thing, when I put it on my stomach, feels so comfortable. This looks gorgeous with the little navy tennis shirt. Why do I keep saying skirt? So the little navy shirt really helped pull that together and looked so nice. And it also looks adorable with, what am I doing here? With the white linen, that's what I was doing. I wanted to show you that the day that we drove out about 30 minutes from the hotel over to the beach, and I was wearing the little set, the little short set, while I was in the car, we were going to go to dinner, so while we were in the car, I slipped on this skirt, left the white shirt on, and pulled the shorts off in the car. And then I tied this shirt up, and it was just super, super adorable when I put the skirt with this top as well. So super, super cute. I bought this right before the trip. This was the only purchase that I made before going on the trip, because I wanted to make sure I had something for a graduation ceremony. So I wore this shirt dress. It doesn't have sleeves. I would have probably preferred it to have a little bit of sleeve, preferably a long sleeve. It didn't. I guess it's not that season, but this is still super cute, and I knew that I would be able to come home and wear this just shopping. And it has a little hemmed line at the bottom that kind of curves. It buttons all the way down and it ties. And I knew that you could take this tie off and put a really pretty braided belt or a summer belt, or not put a belt on it at all. And it has pockets, and that makes it so comfortable, and it just gave me a place to put my hands when you feel like you're bored. That probably was unnecessary to say, but it was very, very comfortable. It was breathable. It's cotton. And another thing that I love about this little top is, while I was there, I found a little shop in Old Town, and look at that. That is true summer right there. Like Nantucket summer, grandma classy summer. No, chic summer. That's chic. So, dress for graduation. I actually ended up wearing that for family day, and I had to wear my sweater with that, which was okay. It looked quite nice to have that green sweater over that blue. It was very pretty. But I did not wear that for graduation day. I actually wore it for family day, where we were walking around the base and just kind of chilling and eating. And then I ended up taking my little midi flowery spring summer dress with the tiny little straps. It has the cute little, I left the bow on. But it is adorable, and it has pockets. That's really nice. And I actually wore this with my sneakers on graduation day, and I looked nice, and I felt comfortable, and I felt appropriate in it the whole time. So yay, spring dress. It actually worked out for me. I also took 2 more items just to make sure I covered all of my grounds. I took this very thin, see that? The shell, it's a black shell. Navy would have been awesome, but it has a V on the back and the front. This is cute over a t-shirt, a white t-shirt, or left as is, and you could put that under a blouse or a blazer. Of course, I didn't take a blazer with me, but I thought this is something just in case I needed one other shirt and wanted to be comfortable and wanted to be cool. I did take this. It takes no space at all. When you roll this, it is like taking a pair of, it's less than a pair of socks. It's that small. So, never want to get rid of this because of that purpose. This definitely is a good travel piece, but if I had to do it over again going to San Diego, probably would not have taken that. If I were going to be there 2 weeks, yes, but to be there for 1 week, that was an unnecessary. This also, little white jacket, it's made out of that same fabric that you have in those workout pants and that tennis top and the skirt. I just thought this would look kind of sporty in case I got cold, and I did not want to go for walks by the beach wearing that long green sweater. That was more of a dressed look, and this would have been more of a casual keeping my arms. I never did wear this. I actually did not wear this the whole trip. I think I wore it around my waist one day, but I never put it on, never wore it. So if I had to do it again, I wouldn't have taken this. Probably would have been great if I were going to be there a little bit longer, but those were items that was an item that I never really needed. I'm going to put together a little lookbook for you now to show you what I wore and how I wore it. So 14 pieces including the pajamas, but when you don't include the pajamas, there's a pant, there's a skirt, and there's a short, a skirt, and a long pant, and a skirt. So that's 4 bottoms. I had a sweater, which is a cover. Then I had 1, 2, the little sportsy shirt, that's 3, 4, 5, actually that's 4 tops, 2 jackets, or covers, 2 layer pieces, 4 bottoms, 2 dresses, and then I have 2 sets of pajamas and a house coat. So when I was flying out and flying back home, I wore the navy pants with I put my sports bra on with the navy collared tennis shirt. And that was so comfortable. I did put my sweater on just in case it got cold on the plane, and I'm glad that I did because it usually does. So that was the outfit that I traveled with, and I wore my sneakers. And as far as shoes goes, I only took 2. I took a pair of sneakers and I took a pair of nude colored or flesh colored sandals, and both of those shoes had nice arch support in them. And I say that because I've been dealing with a little bit of plantar fasciitis for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And so I wanted to make sure I was taking care of my feet. And so I was limited in what I could wear on my feet, but I wanted to look cute, but I definitely wanted to be comfortable and have support. So I took my sneakers, my plain white sneakers, and that's what I wore on flight day, on travel day. And then I had the sandals that were, those sandals would float. I'm telling you, if I lost those in a pool, they would just float to the top. But they have built-in arch support in them, and both my sneakers and my sandals came from Skechers. I love going to Skechers for comfortable shoes, and although this is not a promotion in any kind of way, that Skechers saved my life on this trip and on many others. So I wore my sneakers and I wore the workout pants that look like dress pants with so it was all navy and the green sweater. The next day we were going to get out, go to walk around the park. So we went to Balboa Park, and it was so beautiful there. But the thing about being in the park all day, I wanted to make sure that I was going to be comfortable. So I wore the white top and the white shorts. And the intent was to put the little black shell on just so that I would have layers. But I decided not to do that because I didn't want so many layers that I would be hot and uncomfortable. I took my sweater with me as well, but I ended up leaving the sweater in the car because I knew walking around in the direct sun, I was going to probably be a lot warmer than sitting in the shade because it was actually kind of cool there and with the breeze. And so I ended up just wearing the white shorts and the white top. I felt completely comfortable, completely cool, not too cold while we were walking around. And that night I slipped into the skirt and went to dinner. The following day we drove around and went to the beach. And that was kind of nice because I wore the short set, and while we were at the beach, I actually took the shorts off and put the skirt on, and that was nice for having lunch. The following day, I had the little striped dress that I wore to Family Day, and that was appropriate for having dinner as well. And then graduation day, I wore the little flowery spring dress with pockets, and I wore my sneakers with that dress just because I knew I would be walking around a lot that day. And after that, I was prepared for dinner. I was dressed and ready to go if I wanted to eat out. However, I chose to change into something a little more comfortable, so I was able to wear the navy top with the navy, with the little navy flowery skirt, and that was very cute as well. I also could I do remember changing into the pants as well at one point and wearing the pants because I knew it would be a little bit more comfortable and I was feeling a little cool. And I was able to move into another dress by that dinner, so it was really nice to have all of the clothes that really went together, like everything went with one another, and having two dresses really created a space for me to just be prepared and ready to go at an instant. And having the skirt that I could take something that looked very sporty and just changing that sporty look into something instantly dressy just by changing the bottom. So having a dress, yes, one and done, but having skirts, shorts, pants really did open up that possibility of how I wanted to move about my day. So I could wear shorts all day on the beach. I could slip on a pair of pants to do the activities. I could throw on a skirt to do dinner. So it just made it so much more fluid to have the outfits go together and not have the same look and appearance. I was okay with everything being in whites and blues with a dot of green, but having the same shape, that's what I wanted to change. So long pants, shorts, skirt, dresses, sporty tops, and a button down. So everything had a different shape, and that really helped me to not look the same every day or every occasion. And of course, when we flew back, I was wearing that same outfit that I wore on the way there. I did work out one day, and I threw the skirt on to work out with the navy tennis top, which again looked beautiful with both the navy pants and the little flowery skirt that I cut from that initial dress a couple of months ago. And that's everything that I wore. And I was able to hand wash items, hang them up, and overnight they were dry because of their fabric. They were not thick. They were not heavy clothes. They were very comfortable. So not only was I comfortable, but I was appropriate in every occasion while I was there. And I think I could have stayed another 2 or 3 weeks wearing these same outfits and change them up even more. But once I had that hat in my hand and we purchased that hat, and I only paid $15 for that hat. Did I say that? So when we went to Old Town, there's a little shop there, and that's where we bought all of our little trinkets. And he had a hat. He had several hats. He had dressy hats, and he had this cute little fedora style hat, and I'm like, that's what I'm looking for right there. That's what I want. Every time I see a young lady wearing one of those with a summer dress or a sundress, I think that looks so elegant. I want one of those. And I happened to walk into a little shop, and I would have paid $50 for that hat, but he was like, it's $15, and I'm like, sold. So if you ever get a chance to go to San Diego and you want to make sure that you're comfortable and you are dressed appropriately, just remember some of those tips. You don't have to take a lot of clothing, but take clothing that you can hand wash and hang up, so you don't want anything heavy. Remember your fabrics. Don't take polyester blends. Make sure that you're taking cotton, you're taking something like linen, that maybe a linen cotton blend, something that would not wrinkle so easily, but things that you could hand wash, hang up, dry quickly, and get around to doing the many different things. Still feel comfortable, still feel appropriate for the occasions. And just take one bag. And I did not take a purse and a bag. I did want to take a proper purse, so I ended up taking one little black wide strap shoulder purse, because I just wanted to have a proper bag. I almost took a backpack with me, but I'm so glad that I just chose a proper bag. So taking a proper purse with me helped me to feel like even though I was a tourist and I was okay with being a tourist and I was doing all the tourist things, I don't feel like I look like a tourist. I feel like I fit right in. That was my vibe in San Diego. We had so much fun, and it was fun shopping there at the grocery store. It was fun staying on the island, on Shelter Island. It was fun visiting the different restaurants in the area and the different little locations around the city, and seeing the cliffs, seeing La Jolla and all of the lined area of the beach where you could just sit and rest and be at peace. And you want to talk about self-care and living intentionally, that truly was an opportunity to live truly intentionally and to practice self-care. Just being in that environment, it was absolutely stunning, and we had so much fun. If you ever get a chance to go, I definitely recommend that you go. And I didn't get sticker shock either. It wasn't as expensive at all that I thought it was going to be. I mean, we fit right in. And everywhere I went, I'm a talker, I would ask people, where do you like to eat? So that's how I got around. That's how I rolled. Me and my family had a really good time. So I hope that you will go one day. And if you do, make sure that you tell me. And if you're on your way, go ahead and mark down there right now. Let me know. Let me know if you're on your way to San Diego. And tell me, where will you eat when you go to San Diego? And what are some of the things that you would like to pack with you to make sure that you go? Because it was a little bit cooler temperatures than I thought it was going to be in San Diego. I thought it would be burning up, but it was quite nice. All right, until the next time, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later.